Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Meena every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do share it with your friends and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Friends, only if this channel grows, as more people join it, will the truth go out in every direction. So please help us. Our only humble request to you is that share it as much as possible with all your friends. I'm joined by Jaydev. Welcome, Jaydev.
Yeah, good evening to all the viewers. And yesterday was really a great day where so many viewers joined us live, and they voiced their opinion with regards to support to Samir Wankade, and they held placards, and they spoke from the heart, and we were really happy to see all their faces, and support for Samir Wankade. Before that, I'll just like to share something. Um, I'm just sharing the screen. Yeah, is this visible now? It is a tweet of Mohit Bharatiya.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mohit Bharatiya is BJP Karyakarta president, ex-president, BJP Mumbai, ex-general secretary of BJP. So he tweeted on October 29, 2021, so that's yesterday. He said, I have received all the documents today from unknown person regarding Benami properties and assets of Mia Nawab Malik and family. Have sent this to concerned authorities for verification. So this is the picture of Nawab Malik's family. So you can see Amir Nawab Malik. So all this photo and all this information, Mohit has apparently sent it for verification. So this is a huge development.
Yeah. So here I would also like to mention, Jaydev, that not
Yeah,
only was Samir Wankare's family maligned, but
yeah,
also Mohit Bharatiya's family, the same person who
yes,
has written this tweet. So he tweeted, today,
yeah,
I have filed damages suit against Mia Nawab Malik for 100 crores in High
yeah,
Court, Mumbai, for putting baseless allegations against me and my family.
yeah,
He has said that all incidents from last 1 month has been mentioned and a copy sent to Mumbai Police Commissioner too with all proofs. So is this his job as minister in NCP to terrorize people who stand in their path and put false cases on them? And now, from what Jaydev has just spoken about, the full family seems to have Benami properties if it is proved right. And also, Mohit is asking, how Malik's son, Faraz Nawab Malik, has multiple DIN numbers. Because, according to Indian law, possession of more than one DIN per director is considered a grave offense, as per the provisions of Section 155 of the Companies Act 2030. And it looks like Mohit, a brave person, is going to unearth a lot more secrets of this NCP minister. So it's now very clear, friends, that Nawab Malik diverted the Aryan Khan drug case by falsely implicating Samir Wankade by distracting him and hampering the investigation. Strangely, the two witnesses, Sale has gone missing and there's no further investigation on Dadlani. So now, friends, it's very clear these witnesses were well planned by the actor, his high profile legal team, and the NCP minister to ensure Aryan gets bail and Samir Wankade is nowhere in the vicinity. So that was the understanding. So it's very clear, friends, how they connive to help their close ones and attack the others, because SSR did not matter to SSR's father, but Aryan Khan matters to Shah Rukh Khan. That is the only difference. A man like SSR, who was brutally murdered, not only by Bollywood, by politicians and by the underworld, did not matter to any one of them. But when it came to Aryan Khan, son of Shah Rukh Khan, the whole brigade moved mountains to get him bail. The hearings were every day. Which person in jail now can boast of such, speed in getting bail hearings? This is how it happens in India, especially Maharashtra, thanks to pulling all the influence that they can. Okay, now interestingly, friends, I'd like to tell you about a very interesting interview of Satish Mani Shinde by Bar and Bench. Satish Mani Shinde said in an interview to Bar and Bench, which now, strangely, seems to have conveniently changed to becoming a news source from a legal source. He said, "We are elated with the order and we will cherish these moments. We've been carrying on this fight since October 2nd. There was no recovery, no possession, no evidence, no consumption, no conspiracy, and no conscious possession. Aryan Khan ought not have been arrested at all in the first place." What he says here is no recovery, no possession, no evidence, no consumption, no conspiracy, and no conscious possession. If any of you watched what was happening in Republic yesterday, the cameras are showing exactly how the raid happened and where the drugs were, and each and every evidence is coming out. So, my dear Satish Mani Shinde, this is all going to be exposed very soon. The second point he says is Aryan Khan was produced before the magistrate on October 3, and he should have gotten bail in the first instance. The magistrate decided to exercise his jurisdiction and heard the matter the whole day and then realized he had no jurisdiction. It was a complete waste of public time, says Mani Shinde. So here I would like to tell Mani Shinde, is he clearly blaming the magistrate, the judge? Well, these are the questions I'm asking him in his interview. Then he goes on to say, the Sessions Court, which heard us for 2 whole days, could have pronounced the order on the same day, but waited for 5 days. Hence, we had to approach the High Court immediately. I feel that the 2 lower courts have failed to exercise their jurisdiction. Such reluctance by lower courts have burdened the legal system and has led to pendency of cases in higher courts, something which ought to have been appreciated on the first day itself by the lower court, but which was not, led to this 3-tier fight. So Mani Shinde makes more accusations about the presiding judges and the decisions they made. He further goes on to say Aryan Khan is fortunate that his father could get him a legal team which he thought was best in the country. There are thousands of people in this country who cannot afford a lawyer, who are illiterate, poor, and neglected. Our country and judicial system must think of such people and correct this. Now, if a star's son suffered for 25 days with nothing, now it's 26 or 27 days, so he is not saying it exactly, with nothing, meaning no evidence against him, one can imagine what will happen to the poor man, he says. And the condition in courts is terrible. There's no infrastructure, there are not enough personnel to man the system. The judicial system is the most neglected system in our country. Efforts should be made to strengthen the judicial system and make it vibrant. Did you discover this now, Satish Mani Shinde, because of one superstar's son? And if you knew this earlier, why did you not voice it? And also, since you have been working for people like Salman Khan and Shah Rukh Khan, I'm sure you have made enough money for at least the next 2 or 3 generations. So why don't you do some free service and help the illiterate poor people who are in jail and give them free service? You could do some charity now, Mani Shinde, can't you? Okay. Then he says, even after years of independence, there is cry for food, shelter, and justice. The country has been vibrant and progressing. To progress further, we need to have a strong judicial system. Did he realize this only after Shah Rukh Khan's son came in and he got his payment? Is this his happiness speaking? Then he further goes on to say, we enhanced our team with senior advocate Mukul Rohatgi, who was kind enough to come from London. He was with us for 3 days. How much did he charge for air ticket is my question. 5-star hotel and fee, Mani Shinde? Double or 3 times yours, I guess? Throughout the fight, he says, our approach from day one has been the same. All that we needed was for the judge to accept our point of view because all our issues were identical from the first day, which means he's saying that he and Abhishek and also Mukul Rohatgi had the same ideas, and it was not because he failed that Mukul came in. So finally, you got that judge. You mean is the simple answer from our side? You finally got that judge. You mean your answer seems to point out to something very devious in judiciary. So he was dissatisfied with all the other judges, but he was happy with this last judge. What does he mean by this? And according to Bar and Bench, he said Aryan Khan is fortunate to get the best legal team. Okay, why don't you help the others for kids who don't have superstar papas? So this is something that really, makes one laugh because, and also, friends, you would have noticed. Did you see the pictures of Shah Rukh Khan posing with the lawyers? They looked at it. It actually looked more like a wall of shame, because these were the people who compromised, you know, because they worked to get bail for a man who had broken law. Yes, a man and not a child. So another thing that I wanted to tell you, friends, is that Bollywood is going, almost, what do you say? Not cheerful, but over the top. Upar se upar, as Shilpa would say. Upar se super. I don't know what she said. Anyway, so that's how Bollywood live media says, is that Aryan Khan comes home, and they say 5 ways in which Shah Rukh Khan won her hearts while he fought for his son's freedom. I would like to answer each one of these points that they've brought out. First thing is, Aryan Khan was not in a battle. So Shah Rukh Khan did not fight for his freedom. Aryan Khan and his friends were caught with drugs in Cordelia, and they were planning to have a rave party where all of them were going to have drugs and a lot of other things. They were caught and arrested. That is the truth. He was not in any kind of war, fighting for his country. Now, the first point that Bollywood media says, is that Shah Rukh Khan, Gauri, and his family are finally breathing a sigh of relief now that Aryan Khan has come back home. The star kid has been in the Arthur Road jail for 25 days. Before that, he had been in NCB's custody. Aryan was nabbed by the sleuths of NCB from a Mumbai to Goa bound cruise ship where he was a special invitee. Now, see how they change the words. It was a drug bust based on a tip-off. After weeks of trying to get Aryan bail, SRK Gauri and his family's prayers were finally heard on Thursday, when the Bombay High Court granted Aryan bail. Now that the Prince of King Khan is back in his abode, let's have a dekho at how the Pathan actor managed to survive this unforeseen controversy in a dignified manner. So the first point I would like to say, this is the first time that Shah Rukh Khan realized that he's not God. And he had to come down and eat dirt. Well, Shah Rukh Khan and Gauri, it was not your prayers, certainly, because the entire nation was praying for jail for Aryan Khan. It was your money power that did it. A battery of lawyers, ranging from the most expensive to the cheapest, was employed, and according to media, you also stayed with them in a 5-star hotel to work on the case daily. Okay, so that was the first point. Okay, now let's go to the second point. They say he didn't go to court. SRK didn't go to court. When the legal team and his manager were battling it out in court for bail, for Aryan, Shah Rukh Khan kept a low profile. He opted not to go to court. It would have been very devastating to see one son in court, where people would level several allegations and try to counter his bail appeal. It would have been very difficult for the actor to face, as he's very protective of his family. Moreover, his presence would have affected the hearing too, given the fact that he is a superstar. The media would have thronged outside court. His fans understood his plight and stood by his side as he fought for Aryan's bail on the back foot. Here also, I would like to say, well, Shah Rukh Khan, you didn't go to court because everyone in India and abroad was speaking of special treatment being given to your son because you are a superstar. So you did not want to aggravate the situation in such a manner that would aggravate the case and go against your son. It was not your patience. Another point they said was kept a low profile when visiting the jail. On 21st October, the restrictions due to COVID-19 were eased up on meeting with the prison inmates. Shah Rukh Khan paid a quick visit to Arya Aryan in the Arthur Road jail, where he was addressed as Qaidi number 956. He kept a low profile while visiting the jail. He was treated like every other individual when he visited Aryan in jail. No special treatment was given to the superstar when he met Aryan in jail. Shah Rukh Khan spoke with Aryan via intercom through a glass panel. Media had thronged him from all sides. The Badshah of Bollywood didn't react to all the questions and mics pushed at him. Yes, because he was scared if he showed his famous arrogance, it would go against his son. Moreover, all the points that you are saying here are rules. These are prison rules, and he better follow it. He's not any different. Moreover, Shah Rukh Khan could feel the pulse of the common man who knew his son had broken law and was in jail. He had to step down from the role of playing God and manipulating things in his favor. The next point they say is Shah Rukh Khan greeted the parents of inmates with folded hands. They were suffering like him and were waiting outside to see their children. The superstar sympathized with them and shared their pain. Fans were touched by his gesture. Well, for once, Shah Rukh Khan had no option but to keep a low profile and act humble, as he was the signature of all eyes, more an act than something genuine coming from SRK. Then another point that they made is he was silent yet resilient. Along with a low profile, Shah Rukh Khan kept a calm demeanor towards everything. He understood that the legal proceedings take time and was patient all along. He did not give any quotes or speak with the media during or after his visit to Arthur Road Jail or even throughout the 28 days that Aryan was away from home. Well, if Shah Rukh had blasted out at people and media, then everything would have turned against Aryan, including the presiding judges. So it was not his patience, but what he was advised to do by experienced lawyers who had fought for the likes of Salman Khan. And another point that they make is that no social media presence. A lot happened from Aryan's arrest till his release today. However, Shah Rukh Khan maintained a stoic silence on social media too. However, now that his prince is back home, he may release a statement thanking his friends, colleagues, and fans who stood by Aryan, him and his family's side during his tough times. Well, here I'd like to inform Shah Rukh that he and his PR team held a tight grip on his fans to keep quiet and not jeopardize the case by trolling people who were against bail for Aryan. Everybody here knows the standard of Shah Rukh Khan's fans. They only use four-lettered words to troll people. And let us not explain this by saying that Shah Rukh Khan is patient and kind and gentle. This was a struggle for survival and protecting his son, nothing more. So this whole drama written by Bollywood and his PR comes down to nothing. So moving back to you, Jaydeep.
Yeah, so Aryan Khan is back home after 4 weeks under arrest. So there are certain conditions, for this particular bail which he got, and one of them is like he cannot leave Bombay without informing the police and has to appear before the NCB every Friday, said the Bombay High Court in its bail order. Aryan Khan today left the jail, and he so there are so many conditions like it's like one of them is Mukul Rohatgi, former Attorney General of India, fought for his bail in the High Court for 3 days. And interestingly enough, actor Juhi Chawla, she signed a 1 lakh bail bond for Aryan Khan. And that step was necessary for the Mumbai Sessions Court to sign the release papers that were to be sent directly to the prison. Now, as Aryan Khan gets home after 22 days in jail, Bollywood rejoices. Aryan Khan walked out of the central prison in Mumbai, entered a waiting car, and drove to his house Manath in suburban Bandra today morning. Following the news, several film stars and other members of the Bollywood film fraternity extended their support to Aryan Khan. Now, praising Shah Rukh's grace and maturity, Urmila Matondkar said that his true character had shown true in trying times. Person's true character is revealed in tough times, truly amazed at the dignity, grace, maturity, and strength Shah Rukh Khan has shown in the most trying and pressurizing times. This is what Urmila Matondkar posted. And even a lot of people were comparing R Madhavan, the Tamil actor, his son won some gold medal, and they were comparing R Madhavan to Shah Rukh Khan in terms of upbringing. Like Shah Rukh Khan's son was caught in the drugs case, and while R Madhavan's son is winning gold medals in sports. So, but it was seen that R Madhavan extended very strong support for Shah Rukh Khan in terms of when he was released, when Aryan was released. Now, Aryan Khan reached his home finally, and he walked out of the central jail in Mumbai shortly after 11 a.m. Today. Now, it's like, like all these actors, like even director Ram Gopal Verma said that Diwali had always been reserved for, SRK's release. In Bollywood, Diwali has always been reserved for, Shah Rukh Khan's release. This Diwali also, Khan got released. So the whole film fraternity is, strongly with SRK. I mean, be it actors, be it directors, and anyone. So yeah, back to you.
Yeah. Back to the minister who says blah, blah, blah. We're talking about Nawab Malik. Nawab Malik says he published photos of Samir Wankade's ex-wife with her consent. Maharashtra Minister and NCP leader Nawab Malik on Friday claimed that he made public the photos of the first wife of the NCB officer Samir Wankade with her prior consent. The minister also said he has never said anything against Wankade's current wife, actor Kranti Redkar, and she should not play the Marathi card. Malik was asked by reporters whether it was appropriate on his part to use the photos of Dr. Shabana Qureshi, the first wife of Samir Wankade, when the couple had divorced by mutual consent some years ago. Some BJP leaders too had raised this point. The NCP leader said when he received the photos from someone, he was told that the person in the photographs had agreed that they could be used. Dr. Shabana Qureshi was never willing to come forward or speak over this issue earlier. When Samir started stressing that he's a Hindu, they had to speak up. Her father then told everyone that they always knew Wankade family as being Muslim, Malik said. The State Minority Affairs Minister also said he never made any comment or allegation against Kranti Redkar. While she has been playing the Marathi card, I want to underscore the fact that I and my family have been living in Maharashtra for almost 70 years. Am I not a Maharashtrian? Said the NCB leader. Redkar should not forget that her husband was a part of a conspiracy to defame Maharashtra and Mumbai, Malik further said. No, it was only because Aryan was in jail. That's what we have to say. I do not think a person will be saved only because he is a Maharashtrian, even if he belongs to a certain caste or religion, Malik said. Malik has leveled several allegations against Wankade, the zonal director of the Narcotics Control Bureau, following a raid by the NCB on a cruise ship during which drugs were recovered and actor Shah Rukh Khan's son was arrested along with others. The minister claimed that Wankade got a government job in the scheduled caste category even when he was Muslim by birth. The NCB official has maintained that he is a Hindu. Back to you, Jay.
Yeah, so BJP party, to counter the Shiv Sena and NCP, has slammed, it's like they have come in support for the NCB chief Samir Wankade on Friday. In presence of Mumbai BJP chief Mangal Prabhat Lodha, the demonstration was led by the party's OBC Morcha president Narendra Gaokar outside the headquarters in Nariman Point. The BJP's decision to take the street to defend Wankade comes a day after the Bombay High Court granted bail to Aryan Khan. And BJP leaders have called the NCP's attack against Wankade a case of political vendetta. Earlier, as you know, that Malik's son-in-law was arrested and given bail for his alleged links with drug peddlers. So, interestingly, now BJP is quietly, coming to support Samir Wankade, but not very aggressively,
Yeah,
right?
right. Meanwhile, Nawazuddin Siddiqui quits the digital platform, says, I won't do any more OTT shows. He has quit the digital platform, he says. He is not happy with what he sees there. The platform has become a dumping ground for redundant shows. We either have shows that don't deserve to be seen in the first place or sequels to shows that have nothing more to say, says the disgusted Nawaz, who was a pioneer on the digital medium. When I did Sacred Games for Netflix, there was an excitement and challenge around the digital medium. New talent was being given a chance. Now that freshness is gone, it's become a dhanda, meaning a racket. For a big production houses and actors who are now so-called actors on the so-called stars on the OTT platform. Major film producers in Bollywood have cut lucrative deals with all the big players in the OTT field. Producers get whopping amounts to create unlimited content. Quantity has killed quality, he said. He finds that OTT shows unbearable now. When I can't bear to watch them, how can I bear to be in them? The actor par excellence fears the growth of a parallel star system on the OTT. ये star system बड़े पर्दे को खा गया. This star system has killed the big screen. Now we have so-called stars on OTT claiming big money and throwing tantrums like Bollywood A-listers. They forget content is king. वो ज़माना चला गया when stars ruled. Before this lockdown and the digital domination, A-listers would release their films in 3,000 theaters across the country. People had no choice but to see them. Now they have unlimited choice. Back to you, Jay.
Yeah, see, adding to Nawazuddin Siddiqui's point, right now you don't need to see Bollywood like as we are boycotting Bollywood, but there are a lot of unknown people who make small films in YouTube. Like, I think we should see those kind of films, where there's no bias or where there's no mafia behind, like low budget films on YouTube, and we should encourage those kind of people. So like it'll be a very, I mean, they can silently give very very hard competition to Bollywood in terms of viewership. This is my opinion.
Yes.
So coming to Sachin Waze, now Mumbai police on Friday was allowed to take custody of Sachin Waze by a special court in Mumbai for interrogation in connection with the extortion case. Now, earlier, Mumbai police approached the court to seek Waze's custody to investigate the extortion registered against him and Parambir Singh at Goregaon police station by businessman Bimal Agarwal. Now, the Mumbai crime branch probing the extortion case registered at Goregaon police station had sought Waze's custody from the special court for further necessary probe into the offense. Former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh is also an accused in this case. Now, considering the fact that Vase recently underwent a bypass surgery, the court had called for a report about his health condition from the prison authorities. Now, Special Judge A.T. Wankade, after finding that he was fit to travel for a few days, directed jail authorities to hand over his custody to Mumbai police on November 1st. Now, Sachin was arrested in March this year in the Antilia bomb scare, and he is currently lodged in Taloja jail. Now, Vase was dismissed from service after his arrest in the case. So, and friends, so this is the latest with respect to Sachin Vase.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to you.
Yes. Now, say, friends, I'd like you to listen to this a letter from a mother with regards to Diwali. So, I think most of you would find this very interesting. Every year, right before Diwali, the woke reformist crowd goes on an intellectual binge, trying to spout unsubstantiated tropes on why burning crackers during Diwali is a tradition that needs to be banned. Their logic, their logic is seldom backed by research or facts. What was first limited to social media and certain celebrities trying to get clout then reached the judiciary with the courts arbitrarily banning firecrackers and the government going the extra mile to ensure that those who wish to celebrate their festival are jailed. The pandemic of woke intellectualism has now diseased the academia, where little kids are being brainwashed to hate their own identity, their culture, and be apologetic for their festivals. Ahead of Diwali, one such school indulged in the same exercise of doling sermons. The students were told that bursting crackers on Diwali was something they should not do. that even as a tradition, it was not a desirable one. Further, when asked about where the environmental and other sermons disappear when other religious groups celebrate their festivals, the children were told they should not point fingers, instead, focus on rectifying their own traditions. A mother whose child studies in the school was livid, a pious woman who wishes to see our traditions flourish without the baseless sermons by those who have chosen to parrot the woke line without studying the evidence. The mother also took umbrage to the fact that Hindus are the only group who are guilt tripped before every festival, even Diwali, which is one of the most important festivals for Hindus all over India, while other religious groups who consciously do far worse are never questioned. Here also, I must point out that yesterday in front of Shah Rukh Khan's house, yesterday or today, I don't know, yesterday, yes, they broke firecrackers. So that was not a problem. Now, this concerned mother shot a curt letter to the school, not only providing evidence to prove that the school's sermons were unfounded, but also called out the deep seated anti Hindu bias in what the teacher was telling the children, including her child. Now, this is what the mother wrote to the school, objecting to the teacher's anti Diwali sermon. The mother of the child, who was subjected to this official shaming, attached the IIT Kanpur report on greenhouse gases that detailed how Diwali crackers were not even the top 15 reasons that cause pollution in India. Attaching these reports, the mother asked the school to, in return, substantiate their own claims as a response. She said that she and the IIT could be very wrong in their understanding, and the school should now revert with their own research based on which children were being taught that Diwali causes pollution and should therefore be stopped. She wrote in her email that the practice of tarnishing every tradition with the choicest words and saying that even animals could get hurt only creates the impression on the minds of young children that our grand civilization is based on traditions that are counterproductive. She wrote that ours is a civilization way ahead of its time, and the school should not, under any circumstance, tell the children that they need to feel guilty or apologetic about it. The world owes a debt to our civilization, owing to our contributions, and the children should be made aware that instead of making them feel guilty, writing that our understanding of our own traditions should be based on the facts and not narratives. She asserted there is an urgent need to decolonize our minds. She said that negative connotations about culture, history, and tradition will not create self assured individuals. A generation that grows hating its own culture can never be confident. It will always run away from the roots. In the letter that the mother wrote, she hoped that these issues would also be highlighted. And given that these subjects are often pushed under the rug due to the fear of being judged. What does it say about the school, our academia, and the times we live in? Firstly, it's important to note that every year the air quality is usually terrible even before Diwali and after it due to stubble burning in Punjab and other states. No government has done absolutely anything to solve that problem. Political parties are hesitant to act because it might dampen their prospects in the next elections. Under such circumstances, firecrackers are very easy scapegoats. The other point to be noted is that firecrackers are bad only during Diwali. When crackers are burst during New Year celebrations or on Christmas, they do not cause any pollution at all. Similarly, no pollution is caused when firecrackers are burst while celebrating victories in elections by the same parties that have banned crackers during Diwali. Pollution causing firecrackers are only to be found during Diwali. It is indeed true that IIT Kanpur and several other research papers have noted in detail how firecrackers during Diwali is not even the top reason for pollution in any city. Further, the Supreme Court itself recently said that firecracker issue is temporary. However, their main concern is about stubble burning, which the Wokes seem to have no problem with. Given the times we live in, it becomes extremely clear that validation from the left is far more important, not just to the people, but even arms of the establishment, such as the judiciary and the academia. Due to the left's unfounded narrative, we as a nation are not just killing our civilization, but are also raising a generation of children predisposed to hating their culture and religious identity. What the mother did in this case is brave. Brave because the consequences of swimming against a tide can be disastrous for the child. It is for this reason that we have not revealed the name of the mother, the child, or the school. While the consequences can be devastating for the child, it is extremely important for parents to speak up against schools towing this dangerous line and brainwashing our children to hate their own identity. So, this is what the mother had to say, and I'm sure, viewers, this is what most Hindu parents will have to say about using firecrackers during Diwali. Now, here I'd like to tell you, viewers, when we were children, my father used to take us to, we were living in Pune, and my father used to take us to Golibar Maidan. And we would, me and my brothers would buy crackers of our choice. And since my eldest brother was a little brave, he would buy the ones that were more dangerous, as we thought. And then when it came down to me, it was the small spirals and things that were not so dangerous. And what we would do was, the moment we were home, we would put them all in a suitcase, and also put the date, like Diwali first day, Diwali second day, Diwali third day. So this is how children planned, to celebrate Diwali. And the whole of India used to rejoice with sweets and parties and games and, firecrackers. What are these people trying to tell us? That we cannot celebrate? It was the day that Lord Rama came with Sita Devi and Lakshman back from the forest. It was a time for rejoicing. And that's how people burst crackers and lit the whole city. You mean to say we can't do it? Whose sentiments are we hurting? I hope they understand that this is an issue that Hindus are not going to leave so easily. Now, I'll leave the lines open, friends, and if you would like to join in, please do. We'll also look at some comments. Jyoti, you can start posting some comments.
Yes. There's no way any of us are going to praise SRK, who himself is a man of lousy habits and ethics. Yes, Sonal, but there are still some uninformed people who will still go and see SRK films.
Yeah. Jasna says, private schools should be inspected regularly with regards to floating any wrong ideas about any religion. See, here, Jasna, I would like to tell, many places when a person has put, a rudraksha, the mala around their hair, their neck, they've been pulled up. People have worn bindi, have been pulled up by these convents and Christian schools. So this is all should be, stopped. Why can't we wear what we like? I mean, uniform is a must, but what we wear in our hand or on our necks is different. Yes. Yes, return of Sri Rama and start of Ram Rajya. Exactly. We'll watch later. Thank you, Savitri. Laila, I personally think that no channels should be showing and disclosing anything related to Samir sir's movements to the public. We as public might get to know the news, but in no way can do anything.
Yes, Laila.
Yes. Yamini, just throw a Lakshmi bomb on N Malik. Jasna, yes, private school, yes, we just read that out. Chitra says, my children went to school in Mumbai, where almost all Bollywood celebrities' children used to study. All had a very bad attitude and were spoiled. These celebrities used to come for PTA, all dressed up. Absolutely. Used to study. All had a very bad attitude and were spoiled. These celebrities used to come for PTA, all dressed up. Yeah, Vijaya, can you just study? Close your. All had very bad attitude and were spoiled. These celebrities used to come. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Welcome, Vijaya.
Still, sorry, we are not hearing your voice.
Not audible.
You're not audible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, Runa.
Welcome, Runa.
The mala around their hair, their neck, they've been pulled up. Yeah.
Hi, Jaydev. Hi, Meena. How are you?
Hi,
Welcome, Runa.
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. I had to close that browser where the YouTube was going on. That's the reason I took a little second. My God, I like shame on those people who are supporting Shah Rukh Khan. I mean, this is a clear answer that they are all druggists. If not, they're police doing a propaganda that this is a cool thing. Now, my question is to the real authorities. Who is the authority? Is a very confused state of mind at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Is the state, I mean, hasn't the state proved enough how good they are in running the state? And what examples are they setting out in the nation, outside the country? Has Paramveer Singh and Sachin Vaze not an example for everybody's to open their eyes? In yesterday's debate in Republic, um, when one of the participant was talking to the other one, that talking about Paramveer and Sachin Vaze, he was just saying, no, 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 no. Why no, no? Because that is the example that we are going to judge you with,
Yes.
right? So why does this Malik become like a hero right now? I mean, what
Yes.
he's saying, it really shouldn't matter. Why
Yeah.
is media even propaganding that? Who is he? Why
Yeah.
should a personal matter, whether Sachin Wankede got married 10 times, is none of my personal thing. It's just between their personal relation. Why should it become an a hindrance to the case? They have successfully derailed it.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Mm.
where does this thing all thing it go? Like, why isn't the center? Meena, tell me, can the center not put their foot into it? Because this is a national movement to clear
Yeah.
the country from
Yeah.
drugs. The
Yeah. Here,
only
Runa. Yeah. Runa, I think yesterday, Republic showed something about the NIA entering into this case, the Cordelia case, the cruise case. So perhaps it will become bigger than what it is now.
and what happens about Samir Wankede? I'm so concerned.
No, nothing will happen to him. I'm sure. Nothing will happen.
So what they are talking about, that this Malik is talking about jail mein dalenge and all that kind of
See,
thing.
all this. Bear in mind, Runa, lot of things are coming out regarding this man and his family. Now he's going to be in a bigger mess than anybody else in the NCP.
Okay, you're talking about Malik.
Yes. So he won't have time to run behind Samir and his family now.
Okay, so will Samir be back in action because he is out? He could not be in
He's
the court.
already he's already back. He's still handling it. He has not been
Okay,
removed.
okay, and then do you think that this person, though there's a stringent bail kind of conditions, but do you think he will be able to follow this case because Ananya is not coming anymore?
Yeah. The next step we don't know. Let's see.
Yeah,
Runa.
we'll have to wait and watch.
Yeah.
Okay, so our support is with Samir, and this action should not discourage all the young officers who are really for justice, because this is a bad example. Anybody who tries to speak for justice will be out of the case. You know.
Yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Runa,
so
here I'd like to ask you a question.
yeah,
See, how do you teach your children Indian values being abroad?
I'm very strict mother,
Yeah.
and I just get it just I get angry. I get angry to watch all this. Like,
Yeah.
how dare they? How
Mm.
dare they say anything about Diwali? How dare they encourage drugs? You think Aryan Khan taking drugs, parents didn't know about it? No, they did. I like to be a bad mother. As long as I'm called as a bad mother, I know I'm doing my job, and that is my job, to
Yeah.
teach my children the values. To teach my children, if I don't teach the values, how are they going to take it forward?
Yeah.
And the values are what you inculcate from your parents. It has
Yeah.
to go on. And this our culture. See, Hinduism is against Sanatan Dharma, and that is for every being. I mean, why we don't understand this is my problem. We are Hindus are so welcoming. We go to the church, we go to the mosque, we go everywhere. Not one single Hindu will ever say this religion is bad or that. Yes, we may have a little bit of reservations because we don't want to accept anything wrong,
Yeah.
but we are always welcoming. I don't say anything wrong against any religion. As long as it takes you to God, that is all that is required. But don't hate anybody. you know that is my point. So answer to your question is, I'm a very strict mother. The values are very important. Drug is bad. There is no two ways about it. I cannot allow my son to be doing drugs in the basement and say, I didn't know about it. No, no, you should know. If you're a mother of the house, every damn thing happening in the house, you ought to know. Otherwise, don't become parents. As simple as that. If you cannot take care of your children, you do not have the rights to be a parent or called as a parent, is my point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, I'm a very strict
Yeah.
mother.
That's really good to hear, Runa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sandhya?
We have
Uh,
Sandhya.
Thanks again. Sorry, for some reason, I'm not sure if my comments are reaching you. So I thought I'll come here
Okay.
and
Okay.
just highlight a couple of things. Today is Dr. Homi Baba's birth anniversary. And
Yeah.
I was reading up on his death as well. And there is a conspiracy that it was staged by CIA to set back India's foray into the nuclear armament race.
Yeah.
So it happened very long ago, but at least on his birth anniversary, we can remember him for the visionary that he was, because it is thanks to him that we have a standing in the nuclear age that we
Yeah.
have unfortunately ushered into. So I just thought I'll bring that to your notice.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
also about this parenting and transfer of values, a very strange thing happened with my son yesterday, where he suddenly started speaking about, I wish it was December end. Christmas time is generally very nice, and it's very colorful and very lighted up. And then I told him that is Diwali less lighted up. Then he just looked at me and he walked away. And then when I showed him Amar Chitra Katha options for to buy, so which one do you want to buy? His choice immediately went to Ramayana before he started looking at any other options. So I got a little reassured that no matter what narrative is being sold to them, it is the values that we believe in is what they
Yeah.
will end up believing in. So that
Yes.
was a little
Absolutely.
reassuring. Just wanted to share these couple of things.
Yeah. Yeah. So nice. So nice. Yeah.
Thanks for the chance, ma'am. I'll go
Yeah.
back to the
Chitra?
line.
Yeah. Yes. Chitra?
Yeah, hi, good evening, Meena and Jaydev.
Good
So
evening.
I'm really appreciate and I'm really feeling proud to see your channel growing with so many people
Thank
coming
you.
in and sharing. So keep it up. The one thing I say is I was just listening to a Chinmaya mission person saying how they are going every day into the schools and educating the children about the drug menace, especially in Bombay. And the interesting part, what he said, the two main causes being one is the curiosity people have, and why they do drugs is because of the curiosity, and then they see these kind of kids,
Yeah.
this Bollywood celebrities who are flaunting their lifestyle to make it look cool. And they
Yeah.
say they would, the children are saying they would still want to do it because they're curious about what these drugs are and how they would taste. So this is what we are trying to see, how these celebrities were so delusional and they're corrupting not just our thing, but the whole new generations to come, So that is one thing which really I share. And regarding why these Bollywood celebrities need these corrupted politicians is because they are manipulating each other. That's why
Yes.
they lean towards the power. Wherever the power is, Bollywood people go, whether it's Dawood or anything, they are corrupted. So there's no way we can have anything. The most important thing is this is how they want to change their mind. The politicians and the people in power want to change the people mind using the celebrities. So we need to see that connection clearly, why it is
Yeah.
important for them to support these Bollywood people and get them out, because that's
Yeah.
how they are going to manipulate our minds
Yeah.
by all the endorsements and the kind of lifestyle they have been preaching. So that's what I wanted to share. The
Yeah.
connection is
See here,
established.
yeah, here I would like to tell you, Chitra and Runa. See, uh, it's like it is as if Shah Rukh and from whatever PR are writing, Gauri did not know that Aryan was into drugs.
Oh, come on.
Like Runa said, every mother knows exactly everything that the child does, and
Oh,
it's It's so
Yeah, they're
difficult to say
bribing.
that
It's a way of bribing the kids for, to accept. I
yeah,
mean, their lifestyle, they have such delusional lifestyle. They're just
yes,
bribing their kids by letting them do whatever they want and getting them whatever they want. Come on,
yes,
that she
yes,
didn't know. So,
yeah.
I
yeah,
just
thank
want to say something here. Wasn't this lady, the mother, caught a few years back in
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the
Yes,
airports in Germany?
yes, yes,
So this is the upbringing. If the parents are doing it, the children would not find anything wrong. You
yeah,
know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah. I'm sure
yeah.
they know the schools they go to, all this Ambani school, all these kids go to, they know.
Exactly, exactly.
So
Chitra,
it's
you
not something.
hit it on the head. That's exactly from where it all comes.
Yes, they know. They know. It's just an extension for them, and then see
Yeah,
how they are all together. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. They need each other for manipulating the public mind.
yeah,
They need
yeah,
that. They need that. They want to make movies which push their agenda. They want to promote their lifestyles on Instagram through all these celebrities. So that is where all this fashion world, everybody works together because they want to us to consume what they give us.
yeah,
So we have to be, that's where I like your channel, where even though we started small with this thing, we are trying to reach out and say, call them for what they are. We don't have to be taking any individual name, but these Bollywood celebrities, that's what the character is, and just call them out for who they are.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also,
The
also, Chitra, see, we get our dose of trolls and
Yeah,
everything who
we,
always keep us.
yeah, see, that's where they say in Gita, right? I mean, if we do not protect people who want to protect Dharma, how can Dharma be protected?
Yeah,
So, need
absolutely.
to protect people who stand for Dharma and who want to protect Dharma, even if they are small number. Only then Dharmas can be protected. And as you said, our children will even have a chance to have an alternative view about everything. So, we need
Yeah,
to keep pushing
absolutely.
in spite of all the trolls. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. You know,
And of course,
Chitra
we have
and
to take care of our
yeah,
life also. I'm not
yeah.
saying at the risk of.
Chitra and Runa and Jaydev. See, when we were children, our house was such an exciting one. We were
Yeah.
children of a government officer. He was working in a government office. My father was an expert in irrigation. And
Okay.
you know what my mother would do? Every Diwali, she would make around 12 sweets and
Yes.
snacks,
Mm-hmm.
and she would put it in 12 tins, huge tins, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what we liked, the sweets and snacks would decrease in size, So our favorite sweets and snacks would finish very quick, and the ones that nobody liked would, linger on in the tins,
Mm-hmm.
but still
Mm-hmm.
it would finish by the end of Diwali. So
Yes.
our house was full of, diyas and, music, celebration,
Yes.
people coming in,
Yes.
going out, and firecrackers. I'll never forget. I mean, today, look at children. They can't even celebrate in this way. Parents can't
Yes.
call friends over for parties. I don't understand where this world is going towards. You
See,
know,
that is what I'm
Talking
saying.
about
This.
firecrackers, irritates someone like Deepika sitting there
Oh,
in
yeah.
her house, in some lavish house.
Come on.
You
These are.
know,
This was I'm saying. New York. I just because I live in DC and my son lives in New York, so
yeah.
I heard that New York is going to have for the first time a show. Firecracker show to
Yes.
celebrate
In fact, the shops
Diwali.
in
In
USA
the
are
Hudson
filled
River.
with firecrackers.
Yeah, so I'm telling globally, people are coming in to appreciate Diwali is such a big festival for Hindus, and they are
Yes.
coming up and they were getting excited and here. And I'm telling
Yes.
we need to call them out, saying they wear all these costumes they just throw after one wear they show and they go about in private jets. Are they not polluting the environment? It's only Diwali
Yeah.
it's polluting.
Yes.
So this is what it is, with the way they need to look at themselves, and we need to troll them and say, you are delusional. Don't try to push your ideas on us. We will celebrate. Okay, we will be mindful of everything, noise and everything, but we are going to celebrate.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, here I feel I'm just discussing thought. Why can't the Prime Minister say, take all these reports about pollution and show everybody and say that, see, there's nothing wrong with bursting crackers during Diwali. It's not causing anything, and insist that firecrackers can be burst,
Yeah.
and
I
show
mean, I
Supreme
think
Court that
I mean, I like
it
to
doesn't
say
matter.
something. This
Yeah.
Diwali, we have grown up. All of us, we have grown up with sweets and crackers and all that. We are still alive. Our houses were not burnt. And all these precautionary measures that we take today for security and all that wasn't there then. So what are we trying to get at?
Yeah.
Like with new inventions of technology and all that, we should be more safer. So
Yes.
this is clearly trying to kill our own festival. And my heart cries that it's only after Sushant Singh Rajput's brutal murder, all this, like our eyes opened up. Otherwise, we were in the den. We didn't know what was happening.
True, true. I agree. See, we knew all this was there, but we didn't know the depth and
Yeah.
Can you tell us?
depth of
Yeah, can you tell us, Chitra and Runa, how you celebrated Diwali as children?
So,
Oh yeah, we celebrated.
thing.
We had fun. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is something we all used, as you said, we used to look forward to for at least 1 or 2 weeks ahead of time. We used to get the crackers, and we used to. It used to. I mean, as you say, you cannot separate Diwali from sweets and crackers. What else is left?
Yeah.
Every other
Exactly.
festival. Yeah.
Exactly. And the purpose that Lord Rama came from the Vanvas, that is the reason, right?
Yeah.
Every year, light the house, and even till today, Amina, we celebrate it internationally. It's being celebrated everywhere. It's being celebrated. The malls are being decorated. Diwali is being celebrated internationally. What are they trying to do it in India?
Yeah.
See, that's why
See,
we,
Runa,
we living
another
in
thing.
US, we cry for
yeah.
the roots, that's what we feel always.
Yeah.
We want our children to have
Another
the-
thing, Chitra and Runa, see, we used to live in a society where we used to have a lot of flats, and
yeah.
as children, we came to know, which sweets come from different regions. For example, Maharashtrians would come with shira, to our house. And my mother would give them, unniyappam, which is very famous in Kerala, and people used to exchange these sweets. And that's how, as children, I knew what would come from each state. So it was
Exactly.
educative, and the
Educated.
stories of Ramayan, which
Yes.
were even more educated.
Yes. So the whole concept of anti-Hinduism is what
Yes.
is leading to all this, which
Yes,
you rightly
absolutely.
pointed at the beginning of the show, like how they are gradually doing it. This is like, every Hindu should object to it, and hats off to the mother who objected and wrote that kind of a letter. Every parent should do this, and every
Yes.
parent should be more and more trying to teach, because this is what is telling me that I
Yeah.
should tell my children more and more right now
Yeah.
to reiterate the same thing again and again, so that they don't forget their own culture. It's so important.
Yeah. And also, Runa, see, when I was, when I was young, around 12 or 13, I remember my mother taught me how to make all these delicacies. And, me and my brothers, we would, learn everything. It was like, it was such a celebration.
True.
You know,
No,
so
and
this
when they talk about, in Disneyland, every day they have this at 9 o'clock in the evening. They have big, huge cracker session going on for 10 or 15 minutes. So
Yes.
they don't talk about pollution. Is the cracker only thing that creates pollution?
Yeah.
What about so many vehicles moving on the road?
Yeah. And what happened yesterday?
Be like such
Aryan broke the law, and he was sent on bail, and they burnt crackers.
But that was okay. That was okay. And you know what? Like I wrote in the chat, I want to
Yeah.
talk about the crowd. First of all, I detest every media to cover up. Why the hell? Who is Aryan Khan to begin with?
Yes.
Who is
Exactly.
he? To me, he is a son of somebody. Besides that, he is nobody that I should be
Yeah.
giving him the credit and watching him entering his house. That house is not mine, right? That security camera is not mine. Why the hell should I be bothered about it? I just
Yeah.
saw the beginning and the end, and I saw the crowd, and I said, look, this is the standard of the crowd. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's standing with the banner. They had to print that banner. I don't know how much it cost in India to print that banner. Where did they get that money? They don't even have money to eat the next meal, but they're printing the banner. Somebody has sponsored that banner, like
Yeah.
welcome and blah blah. Who the hell is he?
Exactly. Now, here, friends and viewers, before we close the session, I'd like to request all of you on Diwali, we have 3 to 5 days, please make some sweets or some snacks and remind your children what this
Yeah.
day signifies. Give them a little bit about how Lord Rama and Sita Devi and Lakshman came back, to prove to their prove their what you call their sincerity and their transparency, the beauty of their character, and
Yes.
how whole of Ayodhya celebrated. I mean, please do this, each parent, so that our children inculcate values that have been given down to us by our ancestors, something that we are all proud of.
Thank you so much. But I
Thank you,
want to add
Minaji. I
I
think
want to
that
add
it's
something, Meena. Your platform is very unique because you point out subjects that nobody does, and it touches our heart, and that's the reason we are, always connected with you. And when you talk about this Diwali, what you did is brilliant, and please just put these points again and again so that whoever is at the verge of forgetting it, we revive it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Thank you so much for the brilliant job. Thank you so much, Jaydev.
Thanks, Minaji.
you,
Even I
Thank you,
want to
Mona.
share the same
Thanks, Chitra.
sentiment.
Thank you, Chitra.
And
Yeah.
same sentiment. And I
Thank
think there are very few platforms today who are willing to talk
Yes.
it through the way it is. So I
Thank
think
you,
keep it
Chitra.
up, and we are all there for you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
we're
Chitra.
together.
Thank you, Meena. Thank you, Jaydev. Have a brilliant night. Take care of
Yeah.
yourself.
Good night,
you.
please.
Bye.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.